today through our bill, SB 188, the Crown Act, we hope will create a respectful and open workplace for natural hair.
Wow, that was so powerful. Good evening. Narrow beauty standards in America continue to perpetuate unfair scrutiny, injustice, and discrimination in workplaces and schools against Black women, men, and children for wearing hairstyles inherent to Black identity. Race-based hair discrimination unfairly affects women in the workplace and girls in schools. The groundbreaking 2019 Dove Crown research study, a quantitative study with 2,000 Black and white women, illuminated the impact of race-based hair discrimination in the workplace. Black women are 80% more likely to change their natural hair to meet social norms or expectations of work. The issue of workplace hair discrimination is still prevalent, with even the most recent study conducted in this year, in 2023, reflecting that Black women are 1.5 times more likely to be sent home from work because of her hair. Dove Crown 2023 Workplace Research Study illuminated this information for us. I am Kimberly Jeffries Leonard, and in light of these statistics, I am honored to welcome a distinguished panel of extraordinary leaders who collectively lead organizations that touch approximately 2 million women from ages 21 to over 100 years of age. We know that Black sisterhood organizations are some of the largest organizations that have a history and a legacy of driving change in this country. And tonight, we have the opportunity to have 4 of the largest Black women's civic and social organizations represented here to discuss their role in the Crown movement and the movement's impact on their members. First, I'm honored to bring to the stage Elsie Cooke-Holmes, who is the national president and CEO of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is a private, not-for-profit organization whose purpose is to provide assistance and support through established programs in local communities throughout the world. This organization is a sisterhood of predominantly Black college-educated women. Founded in 1913, today, Delta Sigma Theta has over 350,000 members and over 1,000 collegiate and alumna chapters located in the United States, the Arabian Gulf, the Bahamas, Bermuda, Canada, Germany, Jamaica, Japan, the Republic of Korea, and the Virgin Islands. Its president and CEO, Elsie Cooke-Holmes, is a native of Jackson, Tennessee. She is a strategic thought leader whose professional career and civic engagement have been distinguished by her background of public service and community involvement. Madam President is currently principal owner of Cooke-Holmes LLC, a firm offering executive, leadership, and career coaching and human resources consulting. Her career in corporate America spans over 30 years. She was employed by Texas Instruments and Anderson Consulting and in PepsiCo. At PepsiCo, she held numerous technical and management positions in PepsiCo's information technology and the human resources department, most recently serving as human resources leader for the Corporate Human Resources and Global Financial Shared Services Organization. As we said, she is the national president and chair of the board of directors of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Within Delta Sigma Theta, she has held numerous leadership positions on Delta's local, regional, and national levels, including National First Vice President, National Second Vice President, which is the highest office for a collegiate member, National Secretary, and Eastern Regional Director. She is a member of the Delta Research and Educational Foundation Board of Directors, D4 Women in Action Board of Directors. She also holds membership on the boards of directors of Wings, Inc., formerly the YWCA of Dallas, and the Worthing Foundation. She participates in a number of other community activities, including membership in the Links Incorporated, the NAACP, and the National Council of Negro Women. She is a recipient of numerous awards and recognition for her commitment to leadership and community service. Elsie is a graduate of the University of Memphis with a Bachelor of Science in Engineering Technology, Computer Systems degree. She received her MBA from Columbia University. Elsie is married to Clarence H. Holmes, Jr., and she resides in Plano, Texas, and loves traveling to connect with her extended family, 6 godchildren, sorors, and friends. Welcome, Madam President. Next, we have Dr. Stacie N.C. Grant, International President of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated was founded in 1920 on the campus of Howard University as headquartered in Washington, D.C. The sorority's international programs such as Z-Hope, Zetas helping other people excel through mind, body, and spirit, serve to empower people from all walks of life. As the sorority moves towards its centennial, it retains its original zest for excellence. It espouses the highest academic ideals, and that has resulted in its members serving in groundbreaking roles in all fields of endeavors. Zeta has initiated a diverse membership of more than 125,000 college-educated women with over 875 chapters in North America, Europe, Asia, the Caribbean, Africa, and the Middle East. Now, Madam President, Dr. Stacie N.C. Grant is an award-winning international speaker, master facilitator, media producer, and celebrity host. In July 2020, Dr. Grant was elected as the 26th International President of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. She is also the founder of Destiny Designers University, the only training and development platform for faithpreneurs, faith-based entrepreneurs, and faith-based professionals who grow their wealth-generating practices around an affinity to God and faith. And Dr. Grant boldly stands at the intersection of faith and profitable business enterprise. She is also the Chief Brilliance Officer of C&G Enterprises Unlimited, LLC, an MWBE business that specializes in meeting facilitation and professional development training for government and corporate clients. Dr. Grant is the facilitator for the JFK International Airport Redevelopment Community Advisory Council, a $19 billion redevelopment project. She is a member of the Queens, New York District Attorney African American Advisory Council and the New York City City Council Speakers Representative on the Metropolitan Museum of Art Board of Trustees. She is also a past president of the St. John University Black Alumni Association, a member of the Links Incorporated, and an associate member of Jack and Jill of America Incorporated Queens chapter. She currently resides in Queens, New York with her husband, Andrew, and their 2 sons, Josiah and Jeremy. With God as her guide, our global community will be better for her service to humanity. Welcome, Madam President.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here.
And we have next Rasheeda S. Liberty, who is the International Grand Basileus of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated is a national collegiate sorority incorporated in 1922. Over the years, Sigma Gamma Rho has served as home for thousands of collegiate and professional women looking for a place to share inspiring life experiences, learn new things, conquer life challenges, thrive in society, and uplift the communities through sisterhood, scholarship, and service. The dynamic women of Sigma Gamma Rho have built and sustained a well-known and highly respected reputation for leading positive change. The sorority currently has more than 500 chapters in the United States, the U.S. Virgin Islands, the Bahamas, Bermuda, Canada, Germany, South Korea, and the United Arab Emirates. Madam President, Rasheeda S. Liberty was elected the 25th International Grand Basileus of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated during the 58th Biennial Boule on July 31st, 2020. In her role, Ms. Liberty, a 28-year member of the renowned sorority, led the organization to celebrate its 100th year in 2022. Ms. Liberty provides leadership to over 100,000 inducted members and serves as the chairman of the board of directors, composed of 38 national and regional officers who manage the sorority's 500 chapters in the United States and in several countries. She joined Sigma Gamma Rho sorority in 1994 at Marquette University in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. A proven and dedicated mentor, she propelled both the growth and the branding of Sigma Gamma Rho, serving in several leadership roles, including International First Vice President, Southeastern Regional Director, and as International Editor-in-Chief. She is lauded by her sorority for her stewardship of the organization's mission of enhancing the quality of life for women and their families in the U.S. and globally. Ms. Liberty is also celebrated for her negotiation strength and prowess, which has brought over $500,000 of committed funds towards programming efforts for her sorority. To date, she has introduced new partners to the organization, such as Google, Goldman Sachs, U.S. Army, Netflix, and the OWN Network. She has also propelled their social action efforts forward with forums at the White House and critical partners, including When We All Vote, Own Your Vote, and The Collective. She also launched a professional development arm for the sorority, named the Sigma Flame Institute, and has also hosted the first Day of the Hill event with members of Congress, focusing attention on the safety and security of women and youth. Ms. Liberty's accomplishment earned her esteemed distinctions and honors, including being named an NAACP Image Award judge and a hometown hero by Cricket Wireless. Ms. Liberty also serves as the principal Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity for Amazon Web Services. She is a recognized corporate leader with 30 years of experience in delivering results for Fortune 100 companies. Most recently, she became a certified NFL agent to provide a gateway and support for football players entering the draft and those looking to expand their legacy post-career. She is a member of numerous organizations, including Top Ladies of Distinction, Jack and Jill of America, the NAACP, Finance Executive Networking Group, among others. She currently serves as the chair of the National Panhellenic Council of Presidents. She has been deemed to a corporate inspiration, featured on Empowered Black Women in Well-Being Roundtable of the American Heart Association, Essence Live, the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, and the Sybil Wilkes Show, along with the Black News Channel. Ms. Liberty is married to Gregory Liberty, and they have 2 children, Naila and Malik. And last but not least, I am pleased to represent my sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, the oldest Greek letter organization established by African American college women, an international service organization founded on the campus of Howard University in 1908. Alpha Kappa Alpha is comprised of more than 355,000 initiated members in graduate and undergraduate chapters located in 12 countries, including the United States, Bahamas, Bermuda, Canada, Dubai, Germany, Japan, Liberia, Nigeria, South Korea, South Africa, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. And I'm pleased to be here for our international president, Danette Anthony Reed. In addition to what you've heard are their respective organizational programmatic initiative. These ladies have been on the front lines of the Crown movement since its inception. Because of their unique roles in their professional and volunteer lives, I have only one question for this Crown conversation. How has the Crown movement impacted you as a leader? And how has the movement impacted your membership? Let's start with Delta Sigma Theta, President Elsie. In addition,
so much, President Kimberly. I will have to say Delta has been an integral part of the Crown Act since the very beginning. And as such, I personally have supported the Crown Act since its very beginning. When I think about the importance of it, the importance of making sure that we can wear our hair however we want to wear our hair, it also crosses over into my professional life as well, with respect to making sure that those who are in corporate America, when I was in corporate America, feel included and are not put in a box and labeled for the way they wear their hair, and being able to coach executives now to really do the same in terms of also standing up for their rights, in their various places of work. But one of our members, Adjoa Asamoah, was certainly the founder of the Crown Act. And she has been an integral part to make sure that it continues to be championed, that the bills continue to get introduced across the country, and they continue to be passed. Delta was proud to be the first organization, not just the first sorority, but the first organization, period, to get behind the Crown Act and be part of this coalition that has truly expanded. And it has expanded, and it is a delight to be in another coalition with my D9 sisters, my fellow presidents, but also so many other organizations that are now part of this coalition. But as mentioned, Adwoa truly is a champion. The very first state to pass the Crown Act was the state of New York. It was introduced in California first, but it was first passed in New York. And another member of Delta Sigma Theta, who was Assembly Speaker at the time, Tremaine Wright, was the sponsor, along with a great deal of partnership with Adwoa to make sure that that bill was passed. And we have long supported it. We have marketing efforts, if you will, led by Kelly Richardson Lawson, another member of Delta Sigma Theta. But we continue to be proud to lend our weight because it's so critical to our members. I do want to just mention one additional thing with respect to one of the latest states that has passed the Crown Act, and that is in the state of Texas. And it is my place of residence, and it was something that we as Deltas lobbied for. We advocated for during our recent Red and White Day at the state capitol. And that bill was certainly championed by Retta Bowers, a state representative who's also a member of Delta, along with Adwoa. So we were very, very excited about the passing. But we continue again to advocate for this as we do so many other efforts with respect to social justice. And the Crown Act really is about just that, having our rights, social justice. And so really it's part of Delta's DNA to be on the front lines of social justice and social action initiatives. So we continue to do just that. Our members come in many hues. We get a chance to wear our hair whatever way we want to wear it at any specific time. We are able to set examples and support our youth in the youth groups that we have in our Delta Academy, our Delta gyms, as well as our Embody group, which is our male group, and the other two are female groups, to make sure that our youth are proud to show up and be able to wear their hair in the fashion that they are able to do so. So we do have to keep being on the front lines of getting these bills passed in every state. So we've got a lot of work done, but we know we have a lot more work to do. And Delta is certainly ready to do it.
That you mentioned Adwoa, I think that she's the one that has brought us all to the table. I remember when I first became president of another organization, she said to me, I got something you need to get behind. And I'm like, okay, let's talk about that. And that was actually one of the very first things that we got behind too. So Madam President Stacie, let's talk a little bit about what you all have been doing with Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated and how it's impacted you and your membership.
Absolutely. So we are excited as well to be at the forefront of this Crown Act since its inception, with members advocating for our right to be able to express our beauty in the way that we feel we can, and not have someone dictate how that interrupts our ability, or their claim to interrupt our ability to do the professional jobs that we have across the country. So it was interesting when the Crown Act started and the word needed to get out. A lot of our members who stay engaged, as we are also predicated on making sure we're speaking out against the social ills and challenges of the day. And this was one that resonated with all of our members. I am wearing natural hairstyles for a reason, because we understood not only was it the political part of being unified in our voices to be able to have the Crown Act passed across the country, it was also some of the other underlying effects of making a choice because of your health and making that decision based on the fact that not only do you want to be professional and have the opportunity to choose your hairstyle, but also the opportunity to make decisions based on what's best for you and your body, as some of our members went deeper into impacts and implication with how we process our hair. So it wasn't a judgment on those who chose to, but making sure that we were educating our members on what was happening with the bill so that we could rally the support. I'm a native New Yorker and know Tremaine very well. So we were all involved in making sure we pushed New York to be the first state to be able to pass the Crown Act. And across the country, as we see, we are increasing our support and the information with studies that we see you've mentioned before that was done by Dove. So we understand what is happening to our sisters in their places of employment and how they have to deal with a lot of trauma when it comes to their representation at the table because they choose a natural style. So this conversation was also an opportunity for our members to host forums. We had a series of engagement where we would bring in specialists and we would bring in advocates to talk about the importance of supporting the Crown Act. It is unfortunate that we had to take it to policy, that it wouldn't be just natural that we could show up as any other culture in the way in which we choose to show up. But because we did have to create the policy, our united voices were stronger together. So working with our legislators who were elected to government on the local, state levels, on national level, serving in Congress and the House of Representatives at the time, being able to supply our members with those table talk conversations at the beauty parlor, in our churches, in our local organizations, so that we could generate information around educating our constituents on how they could be supportive. So whether it was a campaign on social media, whether it was emails being sent out, we were making sure that our membership was aware of the importance of passing the Crown Act and encouraging our members to do what we normally do with our Zetas Helping Other People Excel, choosing workshops and community engagement activities that would rally the support, create the excitement around the Crown Act and the partnership that we have with our other sister presidents, but understanding that our voice can't be silenced, our choices cannot be removed, and together as we stand unified, we see the success. We still have a far way to go, but we see the success in how we've been able to move the successful passing of the Crown Act in multiple states. Additionally, we were the first organization to create youth auxiliaries. And as my sister president shared, we wanted our young people to share their input on being able to have their natural styles and to be able to express themselves. So allowing for our teenage youth group, our junior high school youth group, and even our younger babies between 6 and 8 to do colorful presentations on how they see themselves, that positive self-image, and being able to drive that conversation home with the data and the statistics from all of the surveys and increasing our voices in a collective manner to make sure that we have a normalized conversation about the Crown Act and the importance for Black women to be able to dictate their own destinies and their own representation.
Thank you so much, Madam President. You know, it is so important that as you rally your members, we're building an opportunity for generational empowerment. And when we talk about looking at race-based discrimination, when you bring the young people in, you're allowing young girls, young boys, a younger generation to see these things are okay. So thank you for what you all have done and what you're doing there. We're so appreciative of this work. Madam President Rasheeda, Tell us a little bit about how this has impacted you and your members of Sigma Gamma Rho.
I would say it's a very direct impact. So the Crown Act, when this initiative became top of mind, Adjoa approached our organization and said, we need you behind it. There was no doubt that Sigma Gamma Rho was going to be on board. It has really taken me, and I always have to say from a personal aspect, I'm the first national president of our organization that has ever worn locks, like natural hair. And I often use this to tell my story a bit, because I come out of the finance industry, always worked in Fortune 100, and I share with my membership personally what this has meant to me, because I came from a time when we had to wear dark suits, skirts, and stockings in these public accounting firms. And then to be able to really be able to express myself. So I really use this as an opportunity to share how do we live the Crown Act now that it's come about. And so I purposely made sure I kind of curled my locks a little bit for this call today, because I wanted to show that beauty of the crown, and also show from a leadership perspective, I don't have to be in a place where I'm compromised, where I have to wear straight hair, press and curl wigs, braids, etc. I can actually wear my natural hair and style it accordingly. This will be a change dynamic. I can't tell you how many of our members have come to me and said, I'm so proud of you for doing that. I'm so proud of you role modeling that. And I'm not going to say it was easy, even in our sisterhood, to do it. There was still some lack of acceptance from the brainwashing we have received across this country, that we have to look a certain way, wear our hair a certain way, dress a certain way in order to be accepted. And so I'm hoping I'm breaking that barrier personally. Now, just to talk about Sigma Gamma Rho, there's a couple things that I want to address. We have been behind a program called Swim 1922 in partnership with USA Swimming. We know that one of the biggest inhibitors for women getting in the pool or even exposing their children to water is because we're like, what are we going to do with our hair after we get out of the pool? And so we have really been talking with them about how do we create those specialized swim caps? How do we create and work in partnership with people who design specific shampoos and things like that, so our hair doesn't have that breakage, and that we can feel comfortable getting in and out of the pool without losing some of the natural things that come with our DNA, right? To have that dryness. There's also some effort behind natural hair seminars. So at our national conventions and at our regional conventions, for our youth affiliates as well as our members, we have invited in people such as Carol's daughter, who's also a member of our great sorority, to bring her in to actually explain how do you style and what should you use, what products should you use to really drive your natural hair, because it's hard to take on natural hair. It's really difficult because you have to figure out what products and what mix and things like that. So what we're doing from a Sigma Gamma Rho perspective is really teaching how to live now that we have this acceptance that is going on across our country. And I have to just thank President Elsie Cooke-Holmes for really bringing up the state of Texas, because we have so many things in our state that don't go sometimes the way we want them to go. But this is one thing that has went the right way in the state of Texas, and specifically in the county that I live in as well. Harris County, the municipality, has really adopted the Crown Act. So we will continue to do the great work. We appreciate the very first T-shirts that was sent out to the national presidents to really display our locks and our hair and the wear on that day. And here we are, years fast forward, where you have the national presidents of these great organizations speaking about how we feel confident, how we feel empowered, and how we can engage in an authentic manner with our organizations and the rest of the world.
You know, you all are so inspiring, Madam President. The fact that you have made this bold step, which, like you said, shouldn't even have been a bold step, to be able to wear your hair in this way and not feel as though you have to be discriminated against in your workplace, in your personal life. Thank you for that, and your work around the swimming piece. That is a huge barrier, and the fact that you're working with the company to develop caps for our people, for our children, for our community, opens up a whole new world. And then the sky becomes the limit. You had probably opened up a world for the next Olympic champion, or just people who want to be able to get in the pool and enjoy. So you all are just so inspiring, not only what you're doing programmatically to change the culture, to change the mindset, but what you're doing to help to end race-based hair discrimination through your advocacy efforts. And so I'm honored to sit here with you. It does feel like we've come a mighty long way. I remember when we started this, and here we are with these states. We celebrated Texas. I love looking at the pictures of the act being passed there. I mean, that was phenomenal. But you're right. We have a mighty long way to go. And so what we need to do is to ensure that people who are listening hear you because they see you. And I thank you for what you're doing. Please, listeners, join us and help us to continue this Crown movement. Sign the petition. Crown Day is coming on July the 3rd. Flood your feed with your beautiful photos and your affirmations around the Crown movement and help us end race-based hair discrimination. Madam President, I can't thank you enough for being here tonight and telling the world what you've done personally and what you're doing organizationally to address this issue. So thank you for coming this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.